Hey there, welcome back to the channel. They finally reached out after all this time, after all the silence, and after everything that happened. They suddenly decided to text you, and now you're staring at your phone, heart racing, mind spinning, wondering, why now? It's tempting to believe it's because they miss you, that they finally realized your worth, that they've been regretting their choices. Maybe, just maybe, this is the moment you've been waiting for. But hold on, before you reply, before you even think about letting them back in, ask yourself this: do they really miss you? Or do they just miss the way you made them feel? Here's the hard truth. If they truly missed you, it wouldn't have taken this long. If they truly valued you, they wouldn't have let you go in the first place. If they truly regretted what they did, their actions would have spoken louder than this last-minute text. So, is this real? Or is this just another cycle waiting to repeat itself? When someone reaches out after a long silence, it's rarely as simple as, "I miss you." There's always a deeper reason behind it. Maybe they're feeling lonely. Maybe their rebound didn't work out. Maybe they saw you moving on, and now their ego is wounded. Or maybe they just want to see if they still have access to you. And that's what we're going to break down today. Why did they reach out? What does their message really mean? And most importantly, what should you do next? Because the way you respond to this moment will determine everything. This isn't just about a text message. It's about power, control, and self-worth. It's about setting the standard for how you allow people to treat you. The last thing you want to do is fall into an old trap, hoping for a different outcome. So before we dive in, I want you to drop this affirmation in the comments. I am not a backup plan. I am my own priority. Say it, believe it, because today, we're not just talking about them. We're talking about you, your worth, your growth, your power. Let's get started. Number 1, they're checking if you're still available. Let's get real. When someone reaches out after disappearing, it's not always because they've had a life-changing epiphany. It's not because they suddenly realized your worth. No, most of the time, they're reaching out for one reason only: to see if they still have access to you. Think about it. When they walked away, ignored your texts, and moved on without a second thought, where was this missing you then? They weren't losing sleep over you. They weren't texting you in the middle of the night trying to fix things. They were living their life, making choices that didn't include you. But now they're curious. Not because they love you or regret what they did, but because silence makes people wonder. The less they know about you, the more they start questioning. Are you still hurting over them? Are you still waiting for them to come back? Are you still available for them, just in case they decide they want you again? That's what this is about: curiosity, control, and ego. And if you respond too eagerly, if you jump at the chance to reconnect, you're giving them exactly what they wanted: confirmation that they still matter to you, that they can walk in and out of your life whenever they please, without consequences. Seneca once said, "The greatest remedy for anger is delay." The same applies to emotional control. Before you even think about replying, pause. Ask yourself, do they deserve a response, or is silence the better answer? Here's the truth. If someone really missed you, they wouldn't just send a random text to check in. They wouldn't be testing the waters like you're some backup plan. They would show up with action. They would be consistent. They would prove, through effort, that they actually value you. But if this is just a casual, "Hey," or "How have you been?" after weeks or months of silence, it's a test. They want to see if they can still trigger a reaction from you. The moment you give them that reaction, you've handed over your power. You don't owe them that answer. You don't owe them your time. You've already moved on, and your energy is too valuable to waste on someone who only comes back when it's convenient for them. So before you even think about responding, drop this affirmation in the comments. I won't be someone's second choice ever again. Number 2, they're feeling lonely, not guilty. Here's the truth. Loneliness doesn't equal love. Just because someone feels a void in their life doesn't mean you're the one they truly want. Maybe they're sitting alone on a Friday night, scrolling through old photos, and suddenly think about you. Maybe their rebound didn't work out, and now they're searching for something familiar. Maybe they're just bored, and their ego needs a little boost. But let's be clear. None of this means they actually miss you. They miss not being alone. Because if they truly valued you, if they genuinely regretted losing you, their actions would have reflected that long before now. They wouldn't have waited until they had nothing better to do. They wouldn't have ignored your worth only to circle back when their options ran dry. Real regret isn't convenient, it's urgent. It doesn't wait until 2 a.m. when they're lonely. It doesn't come with a lazy "hey" text when they have no one else to talk to. Think about it. If they truly loved you, they wouldn't have let you go in the first place. They wouldn't have taken you for granted and then suddenly remembered your existence when their loneliness kicked in. What they're feeling isn't remorse, it's emptiness. And they're hoping you'll fill it for them. But you're not an emotional filler. You're not a temporary distraction. You're not a safety net they can fall back on when everything else fails. Maya Angelou once said, "Never make someone a priority when all you are to them is an option." And that's exactly what this is. You were never their priority before, so why should you be now? Because they feel lonely? Because they need attention? Because they miss the way you made them feel while never truly valuing you? Here's the harsh reality. Some people don't come back because they love you. They come back because they lost control of you. They're not thinking about your happiness, your growth, or your healing. They're thinking about their own comfort. And if you let them back in too easily, guess what? The cycle repeats. They get their temporary fix, their ego is soothed, and before you know it, they're gone again, until the next time they feel lonely. So before you even consider responding, ask yourself, are they really trying to fix what they broke? Or are they just looking for another round of emotional reassurance? You deserve more than to be someone's emotional crutch. You deserve consistency, effort, and real love, not someone who only remembers you when it's convenient for them. Number 3, they regret losing their comfort. I need you to hear this clearly. They regret losing the comfort you provided, not the person you are. People often mistake the loss of comfort for the loss of love. They don't necessarily miss you. They miss what you did for them. They miss the emotional support, the way you listened without judgment, the way you made their life easier. They miss how safe, cared for, and understood they felt in your presence. But that's not love. That's convenience. Because if they truly loved you, they wouldn't have waited until now to realize your worth. They wouldn't have discarded you, only to return when life got difficult. They wouldn't have treated you as replaceable, only to show up now because nothing else feels as good. So ask yourself, are they here for you or for what you gave them? It's easy to confuse familiarity with love. When someone has been a source of comfort for so long, their absence creates discomfort. But here's the thing. Love isn't about comfort. It's about commitment. It's about choosing someone every single day, even when it's not convenient. If they only miss you because life feels harder without you, that's not real love. That's dependency. Think back to how they treated you when they had you. Did they appreciate you? Or did they just enjoy the benefits of having you? Did they value you as a person? Or did they only value what you could do for them? Marcus Aurelius once said, "When someone is properly grounded in life, they should not have to look outside themselves for approval." But that's exactly what they're doing, isn't it? They're searching outside themselves for something you once provided. They're not reaching out because they suddenly discovered a deep, undying love for you. They're reaching out because life without you is uncomfortable. They don't know how to function without the security you gave them. But let's flip the script. What about you? Because the truth is, you don't need to be someone's comfort zone. You don't need to be the person they run back to when life gets tough. You deserve someone who chooses you for who you are, not just for what you offer. Someone who stays even when things aren't easy. Someone who doesn't just show up when they feel lonely, lost, or in need of emotional reassurance. So, if they've come back into your life, ask yourself, are they looking for you, or are they looking for what you gave them? Because love isn't selfish. Love doesn't come back just when it's convenient, and you deserve more than to be someone's emotional safety net. Number 4. They want to clear their conscience, not fix things. There's a harsh truth here. Some people reach out not to heal things, but to ease their own guilt. They know they messed up. They know they hurt you. But instead of truly making things right, they want to hear you say, "It's okay. I forgive you." Not because they care about your healing, but because they want to lighten the burden of their own guilt. They want closure, but on their terms. They don't want to sit with the discomfort of what they did. They don't want to wrestle with the fact that they caused you pain. They want to feel better about their own actions. And the only way they know how is by making things okay in their own minds. They broke something meaningful, but instead of owning the damage, they reach out with a few words, hoping that's enough to clear their conscience. Here's the truth. An apology without change is manipulation. A simple "I'm sorry" doesn't undo what happened. It doesn't erase the sleepless nights, the self-doubt, the pain they caused. If they were truly sorry, they wouldn't just send a message and disappear. They wouldn't apologize just to make themselves feel better. They would actively work to fix the damage they caused. Maya Angelou once said, "When someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time." So look at their actions. Are they showing up differently? Are they proving through consistent behavior that they've changed? Or is this just another half-hearted attempt to relieve themselves of guilt while doing nothing to make things right? Real remorse isn't about words. It's about accountability. When someone genuinely regrets hurting you, they don't just say, "I'm sorry." They ask, "What can I do to make this right?" They don't just seek forgiveness. They seek to rebuild trust. They put in the effort. They change their behavior. But if they're only reaching out to ease their own guilt, if they just want a quick "it's okay" so they can move on with a clean conscience, they're still not considering your feelings. They're still being selfish. So don't feel pressured to accept an apology that comes with no real effort. You don't owe them closure. You don't owe them forgiveness on their timeline. Forgiveness isn't about them. It's about you. It's about letting go. Not because they deserve it, but because you deserve peace. If you choose to forgive, do it for yourself, not for them. Forgive so that you can move forward. not so they can feel better about their mistakes. They want to keep you as a backup plan. Let's break this down. Some people don't come back because they miss you. They come back because they don't want to lose you completely. They don't want to commit, but they also don't want to see you with someone else. They don't want to build a future with you, but they don't want to close the door either. Why? Because keeping you in their life on their terms gives them security. It gives them the comfort of knowing that if things don't work out elsewhere, you might still be there waiting. You are not an option. Think about it. If they truly missed you, if they truly realized your worth, wouldn't they do everything in their power to be with you? Wouldn't they step up, apologize, and prove through their actions that they're ready to be better? But that's not what they're doing. Instead, they send a random text, a half-hearted "I miss you," or a casual "How have you been?" all to see if they still have access to you. That's not love. That's control. The hard truth is, some people don't want you until they think they're about to lose you for good. They like the idea of you being available, even if they're not willing to commit. And here's where you need to be strong. Do not let them pull you back into their cycle of uncertainty. If someone left you, if someone walked away and treated you like an afterthought, they don't get to waltz back in when it's convenient for them. They don't get to put you on hold, only to pick you up when they feel lonely or when no one else is giving them attention. Maya Angelou once said, "Never make someone a priority when all you are to them is an option. If you let them, they will keep you in limbo indefinitely. They'll breadcrumb you with just enough attention to keep you from fully moving on, but never enough to give you the love, respect, and commitment you deserve." You are not a safety net. You are not a second choice. You are not someone's backup plan for when their other options don't work out. So if they're reaching out, ask yourself, are they truly making an effort or just keeping the door open? Are they offering real change or just keeping you on standby? Are they choosing you wholeheartedly or are they just afraid to lose their grip on you? Because if you're not their first choice, they shouldn't be yours either. If they really miss you, they'll prove it. Let's get real for a moment. Words are easy. Anyone can send a quick "I miss you" text. It takes seconds, a few keystrokes, and suddenly you're right back in their mind. But that's all it is. Words. Empty, hollow words. When someone truly misses you, they don't just talk about it, they show it. Real love is not something that can be captured in a few emojis or a random late-night text. Love is action. It's effort. It's a consistent display of care, commitment, and growth. If someone truly values you, they're going to go beyond their comfort zone to prove it. Not just tell you they miss you when it's convenient. If all they have is a lazy, "Hey, I miss you," it's not love. It's a reflection of their own selfish need for validation. They're reaching out because they want you to fill a gap, to comfort them, to make them feel better about themselves. But that's not true love. It's an emotional band-aid. Real love requires effort, sacrifice, and action. If they've hurt you, they need to show you they're willing to make things right. They need to demonstrate through their actions that they are committed to doing better. And that doesn't mean just sending a text or a phone call. It means they are consistent with their actions. They show you through both big and small things that they are worthy of your time and love. Take a moment and think. When was the last time they truly made an effort to understand your feelings? When did they last listen to your needs without making excuses or defending themselves? When did they last change their behavior to make you feel valued and loved? If the answer to any of those is never, or a long time ago, then you're not dealing with someone who truly misses you. You're dealing with someone who is still stuck in their own selfish needs and hasn't learned the true meaning of love. Now it's up to you. You've got the clarity, you've seen the truth. You can't let someone come back into your life without real change, without real effort. If they didn't fight for you when they had the chance, why would they deserve that chance now? It's your turn to take back control. Do you want to let them back in? Or do you choose to stay strong and protect your peace? If you found this video valuable, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe so you can stay in control of your own healing journey. Remember, you're not the same person they left. You're stronger, you're wiser, and no one gets to come back into your life unless they truly prove they're worth your time and energy. See you in the next one.